Thank you for your interest in the Enterprise Asset Management and Field Service Management Worldwide Outlook Study. I'm Ralph Rio, the primary author for this study, and I will be giving you an introduction to it. The first thing I'd like to cover is ARC's asset lifecycle model. This, we feel, better represents how assets are actually managed than the more linear, typical models that one sees. It starts off with the design and build of an asset, which is in the form of a project. Then there is a handover to those that operate and maintain it and start to produce the goods that the asset was designed to make. Of course, when they use it, they determine ways to improve the assets, and these become modification requests that are usually go into some portfolio list of modifications for evaluation. It could be some cost improvement evaluation, or it also would include environmental health and safety issues. And those that are above the line become funded projects that then improve the assets and become design and build projects. This iterative nature better represents how we actually manage assets. Now, EAM, FSM primarily falls in the operate and maintain, asset performance management circle, but there are functions that do overlay into projects. Our research shows that about 10% of work orders on average are actually part of a project rather than maintenance. And many applications also include some functions for managing that portfolio of projects moving forward. So we see in the scope of this study, there is the maintenance execution part of it, those kinds of functions that have to do with work order management and the information necessary for the technicians and the planners to assess work orders and execute those work orders. There will also be some materials management, which is purchasing and inventory management. The labor skills and certification has to do with who is skilled, trained, and skilled to do a particular type of maintenance or particular maintenance task. And today, a good portion of these maintenance is contracted out either for a skills issue or because of a particular knowledge of a very complex machine. And enterprise asset management, field service management applications do provide asset management capabilities around project management, the financial capital management. So that means bringing together all the costs for a particular project, totaling the costs up and providing the finance so they can decide whether or not to capitalize it and depreciate that asset. The reporting and analytics are so that people can manage the assets and manage the maintenance function. Now, ARC follows well over 150 companies globally. We have offices in Europe, China, India, Japan, and of course in North America, where we have people, local people who can help us with our research and identifying companies in the EAM, FSM market segments. Our China office recently has been very helpful in identifying companies that are only in the local language and helping us assess those revenues as part of this market size and analysis. We're forecasting very robust growth going forward, 7.2% annual growth. The market has fully recovered from the recession and is larger than it was just prior to the economic issues that we've experienced recently. Now, in terms of market outlook, the market dynamics, the drivers and inhibitors, since the recession, since it's hard to grow top-line growth, we're seeing the C-suite focus on operational performance to get to the profitability goals that they have. And in the asset-intensive industries, maintenance is a significant part of the cost. So that focus has given the capability to upgrade or buy a modern EAM system so that maintenance managers can manage their costs and be more effective. We've done research of end users over the past several years, various surveys. This chart here is from a survey that occurred in January of 2013, very recently, 134 end user respondents. And these people were responsible for 15,000 sites grand total globally. Now, as in the past, the top goal is uptime. This is so production can meet their production goals. The asset is available to them. The next one down is the longevity asset. The longer it lasts, they don't have to replace it, and this provides cash conservation, which the CFO particularly likes, makes the balance sheet look good. And of course, maintenance needs to control the cost. They need the visibility for decision support to control costs, and that's in terms of both labor and materials. Good maintenance of the asset also provides good quality and good yield, so the company has a higher margin. And last, in the higher ranking things, primary goals is the safety and risk management part of maintenance. If the asset is well maintained, there's less likely to be safety issues. We also know as a driver of the market is that the assets are getting older faster than they're being replaced. So older assets need more maintenance to make sure that they have the uptime goals needed. And so this is the driver for the market also. And in the area of field service management, this combination of mobility and cloud computing has been a dramatic growth driver for the market over the past couple of years, and we see that continuing in the future. Now, in terms of an inhibitor, the economy and the uncertainty associated with the economy, particularly in Europe, is still continuing. And also, the government is a primary user of EAM systems. And with the austerity programs in the developed countries, that is also a bit of an inhibitor for the market. Overall, though, the drivers far outweigh the inhibitors. And that's why we've experienced strong growth in the recent past, and we're expecting to see strong growth in the future. Now, why would you want to buy this study? Well, if you're among the suppliers, this is very important for your product planning and market planning. The study has many market segmentations, both around geography, industry, application area, and several other areas. And suppliers use this to assess their ranking in the market, where their opportunities are. We also forecast growth in each one of these market segments so that suppliers can use this as a fact-based tool for their decision-making and planning of their marketing and product development activities. Financial planners use it to assess markets and companies and decide where to invest. There is a significant portion of people in the financial community, whether they're venture capital or mutual fund companies, who buy our studies and use them for their financial planning. And last, but very important, is end users who, if they are deciding to upgrade their technology or select a supplier, they will use the study to assess who is strong in their particular industry or geography, and use that to assess where to get to a short list for suppliers. Now, if you want more information, strongly suggest you go to arcweb.com, and the studies are available in many different ways. They're available as hard copy, as PDF files, but we also have an online tool called Mira, where you can export the data into a Excel spreadsheet, combine it with your own data, and assess the market. So please contact ARC. There's the phone number, there's the email address, or you can contact me directly. You can see my email there also. And again, thank you very much for your interest in this EAM FSM Worldwide Market Outlook Study.